Let's see if this is the video that gets me excommunicated. Hey, it's Dom from UPLift Herbs. Thanks for coming back. As you can tell from the title, today we're talking about spell work with Guadalupe. And depending on where you come from and what you consider Guadalupe as a spirit to be, if you come from an exclusively Christian background, then you either think she's just like Jesus' mom in like Mexico drag, or that she's just like, a lot of Pentecost thinks that she's a demon, which like, I understand why you believe that. She's like powerful and exists outside of Christianity, and that's scary to y'all, but she's fine. She's not a demon. That's underselling her power a lot. Like, that's rude. That's a demotion. But, so, for me, I venerate Guadalupe as creator. I venerate her as both separate from creator, like the source of sources, and equal to, almost like she is the most principal representative for creator in this material plane. And because she manifested the rebirth of the creator into this world, like she can manifest anything, like, and that's a very nuanced and ungendered way to speak about her. Another way, this is not a divine feminine kind of energy I work with. While she does fit into that category, she is genderless, and she is a combination of multiple spirits. Some of those spirits being gendered either more masculine using he, him pronouns, or being gendered more femme using she, her, or being whatever the hell they want because they're deities and gender's made up. So, some types of spells you can do with her. Yes, she does do spells, and you can use that term spell. It is a spell. It is witchcraft. It is brujeria. And she does spiritual workings as well, which are different and have a little bit of a nuance. Very, very similar. They cross and dabble with each other. You can often do both. Sometimes you need to separate them. It depends who, what, when, where, and why, really. So let's start with some associations to kind of help you understand the energy we're working with a little bit, and then we'll talk more about types of spells you can do, types of workings you can do, and some ways you can interact with her more principally. This video was requested by her today. I was actually, and am writing a totally separate and much more serious video, and she was like, no, can you talk about me first? So this one's for you, Mom. The patronage that she has, and this is what she has given me and what I have experienced through working with her, and it is similar with the way she's described by the Catholic Church, but it's different. So patronages, which are just like, you can think of it as like a spirit's wheelhouse, or what they're most experienced in, what they have expertise in, what, if you were to ask them to do it, they would have no problem, no confusion, and no difficulties knowing exactly what that looks like and how to do it. Like, everybody, you know, has a specialty or something they're just kind of innately good at. It's similar for spirits, and one of the ways we talk about that is patronages. So you might use a different language, but this is what I'm using. So her patronage is the earth. I believe that she is Mother Earth in that sense. I wouldn't venerate her under that title necessarily. She is an Earth Mother. She is both the spirit of the plants and the growth of the plants as well. She is the entire earth. She is the soil. She is the material plane. And that just kind of like, I'll show a diagram or something. I'll have to include this somewhere. But I like divine balance, creator is up here. And then who I call Guadalupe, that's the title I call her. She wears about 1,000 faces. So if that's not what you call her, don't worry about it. But she's down here, not because she's less than, but because it's like the material plane and we're working with 2D. So, source of sources, unknown creator is here. Material creator who experienced life. And like, did, in my canon, she birthed Yeshua, right? But more so, I like talking about it as she manifested the rebirth of a creator. And so we have Yeshua over here, and then over here is Mary Magdalene, but we'll talk about that later. And this is just kind of the divine balance, and it is a diamond shaped, which is also a sacred shape to her. So patronages are the earth, all of it, humanity, all of them, Healers, mediums, brujas. She does work specifically like this tradition of, it's not a tradition of brujeria, but if you were to try and find a meaning and nail down what a tradition of brujeria would look like, she'd probably be in it. At least for me. But like, another video for another time. She is the patron of herbalists, and she does teach herbalism. Of farm workers, of marginalized folk, of the sick, of nature and plants, of life and death. She is a part of a collection of spirits that are called border saints. Some other saints in it, St. Jude, Santa Muerte, St. Anthony is very prominent over the border. I'm speaking specifically of the US-Mexico border, but she is a patron of all migrants as well. She is a patron of all marginalized folk. She is a patron of queer and trans folk, especially QTPOC. She is just like the spirit and embodiment of compassion, but that doesn't mean that she's nice. And just like this kind of human idea of compassion that's just like undying, like giving and giving. Like, no, she will kick your ass if you don't fucking listen to her. And more so, it's like she's trying to tell you to stop and avoid the ass kicking, but then you walk into it and then you get mad at her. So, some other things we're going to talk about. Let's see, we'll jump into like some sacred items. I encourage you to just try to explore these with her, and they will be revealed to you. Either these ones or some different ones. It all depends on what your spirit vibes with as well. She tries to find the balance and the connection. She's very, very good at introducing you to spirituality. She's very, very good at that. Some sacred plants: roses, yerba buena or spearmint, marigold, lily, corn, cinnamon rue, dandelions, and cannabis are all very sacred and important to her. You can put them in candles. You can burn them as incense. You can burn them as something else. You can make baths in her honor and stuff like that. Some of the animals that are sacred to her are snakes, owls, chickens. In general, she is more flora than fauna, if that makes sense. But she does and will take care of all the animals. If you work with her and if she's calling you, she will send you snakes. She will send you little garden snakes specifically. They're not going to scare you. That's also like a sign of her synchronicity with another spirit. I don't want to talk about that in this video right now. We're just focusing on types of spell work that you can do with her. Some stones or crystals that you can use that she likes: silver, selenite, gold, rose quartz, amethyst, and raw quartz are all things that she really enjoys, though she is a part of the material and a part of the earth, and therefore all crystals are a part of her, so she's never going to be mad, and she does love a good crystal. Some planets that she is associated with: the earth, the moon at her feet, the sun is behind her, Jupiter because she brings power, success, Mars because she can be very fiery in nature and there's the potential to be antagonistic, but she doesn't have to antagonize. She is just kind of exuding this sort of power. Venus because she is very, compassionate and very heart-focused, and she does have a lot of undying love and understanding for people around her, as well as the North Star is something I associate with her, and just because she gives guidance, and there's a lot of prayers and imagery that talks about her as a guiding light and as walking towards her as the North Star, because she guides you on this path without any sort of deviation or confusion. Some days that you can work with her, really any day. She normally takes Sundays off, and I will try to switch on Sundays to kind of just give offerings and do like, here you go, thank yous for the weeks. But that's a personal preference. Whatever you do is whatever you do. Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays are all good for spells or spiritual work. If you are working more like a finance, money type of thing, I do a Friday. If you are working on starting something, creating something new, starting an idea, I would do on Wednesday. If you are looking for more of an intuition and kind of working on mediumship, divination skills and doing some spells with that, I would do Monday. Some colors associated with her are all of them, but more specifically red, pink, yellow and gold, sunset orange, royal blue, green, and brown. Some typical offerings that you can give her: she will tell you what she wants, I promise. She's also very easy. She doesn't really request like a whole lot, but the more you give her, the more she will appreciate it, and there's a good chance that she will just put more energy into it. What you give her is what you get. Water, always. She likes a clear glass of water. She also will sometimes, especially when I was first starting out, would just have a glass of olive oil as well, virgin olive oil. But she likes rose tea as well as green tea, and cinnamon tea as well. Those three are very like prominent. Incense that you can use on her altar or use to invoke her in rituals or anything. Before we go, do not invoke the spirit and throw her away. She will not work for you. And like, she's very omnipresent and aware of both past and future and present. So she's not gonna answer, she's not gonna waste her time. So go into it with the right intent. And we'll talk more about her morality in a little bit. So, incense. Rose incense, frankincense, jasmine, lavender, tobacco, rue, and mint are all smells and kind of herbs and incense that she enjoys. You can tailor that to whatever work you're doing and like use that or whatever kind of energy you're working with. Something you'll notice if you work with her long term is that she shifts in energies a lot and then she'll change around. So there might be a period of time like in the spring where you're like burning rose incense, and then she's like, okay, give me jasmine. And it will be very floral. She likes jasmine in the fall, I've noticed. Every once in a while she'll switch and say, no, I want frankincense on the altar, no, burnt tobacco. Like, she'll tell you that she evolves. And that's because she's so in tune with nature that she ebbs and flows and goes back. Very, very interesting to work with. Another important offering is prayer and just kind of communicating with her, some traditional ones. Hail Mary, a rosary, or a novena. Genuinely, she just loves a good chat. Talk to her. Pour your heart out. Talk to her. Another thing that she really likes is cannabis. If you are of legal age, a consenting adult who can spend your money however you want, I can't tell you anything. I personally like to roll a blend. I'll often blend herbs. I do make an herb blend that's tailored to her spirit using some of those herbs we talked about earlier. And I'll blend that with cannabis and smoke that in a meditation with her or in a reading if I invoke her spirit for that. She does love divination. She loves tarot cards. Alright, so let's kind of talk about her morality very quickly. She will reveal this to you in whatever way you need to be told. So if this doesn't feel right, don't take it to heart. Take this whole video with a grain of salt. This is my experience with her, so it has to come through my lens. She only works for your best and your highest. She will not just do shit if you ask her. She's not a give me $1,000 right now kind of spirit. Not to say that that's bad, not to say that that's good. It is what it is. But however, if you ask her genuinely to help you pay something that you need, or you say like, hey, I have X bill coming up, can you please give me the money to cover it? Can you give me the money to do this and have enough money to spend and have enough money to go out and have enough money to buy this cute shirt that I saw at the store the other day? And she'll take it all in. And you'll get the money to pay your bills, you'll get the money to do what you need to do, and you'll probably get a little bit of spending money. It probably won't be for that shirt that you saw, but you'll have enough to have enough. And it's like, mother knows best, and that's like, she never lets you forget that. She will always give an answer to your petition, so be on the lookout. If you petition to her, if you pray to her, she will send you a sign from the earth, first of all, most principally. A good example, and this is going to be a story I hope doesn't take too long. When I was 15, very confused, asking about love, you know, does this girl like me, yada yada yada. She ended up making this rose quartz heart appear in my grandparents' backyard, and they have like raw stones all over, so it's potential to have like a rose quartz, right? But this one was almost tumbled in a heart shape, and I had it for years and years. And at the time, I thought it was like, hey, keep going. You're doing great. Of course they're gonna love you. But no, she was like, here, heal your heart. You're gonna need it, hun. And then after that person left my life, you know, I get some clarity. the heart broke because it served its purpose. Another good example is I used to have a candle, and like I will keep empty candles sometimes and reuse them just to hold incense, to, you know, plant little beans in, or to hold other stuff. And they're also good for holding spell ingredients. Good recycle. And so like I would leave this candle on my altar and it would just hold incense sometimes. And this was at a time where I was collecting a lot of my ashes. I still do, but in a different way. And I was collecting all these ashes inside this jar, and one day it just smoked after a petition had finished. After I had lit a candle, did the prayers, really talked to her, poured my heart out, this candle with no fire, no flame, nothing in it but cold ashes, just starts smoking. I like tilt the candle up, twist it around, look, there's no ember, there's no nothing. All the ashes are still out. I even stir it around, try to like, you know, put out any kind of embers. I put it back on her altar, smokes again, smokes again, smokes again. And so she always will tell you, always. Just ask her flat out if you're anxious to, and she'll tell you what's going on. Don't like bug her, but you can ask her. Don't be a bug, but you can ask. This is a direct line. Holy fire can burn or it can purify. And that just kind of, her morality doesn't really shift, and she doesn't necessarily have a morality, but she just is morality. And she is this kind of spirit of innate justice and balance, and she won't do fuck shit. She doesn't really tolerate fuck shit either. So, don't do fuck shit. You have to come at her very respectfully. She is a very material kind of spirit, and you can feel her very present in the earth, and she is very motherly and calm and easy to approach, and you know, everybody's mom, and she's so cool. But she's a queen. She's a queen in this realm, in the next, and in every other realm. She is both the mother of all angels, of all people, and all demons. She is like the creator of the creator. And both the creation of the creator. It's all very complex and esoteric. But you have to come at her with a lot of respect and expect for her to humble you. You will have to learn the lesson, and then she's like, here's the thing you wanted. Like, she's gonna make you do your chores before you get dessert. And that's not always the case, and she won't always be like that, and sometimes she will just give you nice things. Another like way she interacts is she would just kind of make things appear, and people will just give you stuff. Like, people will just give you stuff that you either asked her for, that you were thinking about, or if you just like offhand like to yourself everything like, wow, I want to go get one of like these things. Or like a good example, I said I wanted to go get a like quartz spear to like crystal ball gaze into and stuff like that, and I would just like say that like out loud to nobody. And people ended up giving it to me. I found one in a crystal shop, you know? Like, it just appears and it comes to you, and it's like, here you go. She will also do that with money, too. Let's see, where are we at? We're at about 20 minutes. So, we've got time. Let's talk about some natures, and some kind of basic spells, rituals, the nature of things that you can do with her. So, her elements and stuff that you will want to invoke or think about when you work with her energies are fire, earth, and water. There is a balance of all of it. The most prominent two are fire and earth, and if you can find the balance of the water in there, you'll really understand the nuances of her spirit. So some natures that she works with, and kind of big areas, are love, finances, purification, and healing. She can do anything and will help you accomplish anything. You can ask her for money and money rituals. You can ask her for strength, protection. You can do baneful work with her. We'll talk about it. Herb magic, all this other stuff. So for love, what she works principally in is either helping you learn to love yourself, and that's kind of the road she'll take you first. She works with finding and drawing love, and it will always be someone that helps you and like will better you, and that's the kind of partner that she brings into your life. They might not be like a long-term or even a romantic partner, but she will bring people that heal you into your life. So know that if they're not healing you, they're not from her. She works very prominently with marriage blessings and like romantic partnerships and long-term relationship blessings and kind of like reconciliation stuff. She's not necessarily one to like call your ex to come back. Really, she's like I sent him away for a reason. Why are you calling him back? Kind of, but she also works with sex and fertility magic, and now that might be unpopular, but yes, she does work with sex magic, and you can do sex magic rituals with her if that's like something you incorporate in your practice. She does work in finances, but in a very particular way. She'll kind of erase debts or erase bills, or they'll just disappear, or it'll be like, oh, here's this, like, the company that financed your loan went under, and now your loan is annulled. Like, oh, okay. She will also bring money, and the money that she will bring is often a gift from someone else. Is often like, hey, I know you need this, here you go, take it, no strings. Or like, here you go, I found this, or I thought of you, hey, I wanted to give this to you, hey, do you need some help? Hey, she's very much like, if you need her, and you're like, hey, I need help paying for groceries, go ask her. 10 minutes, somebody will be on the phone and say, hey, I have some like extra money, I have a couple extra food stamps. That was my case. Me and my mom would be in places where we were just like, okay, well, I don't have food, and we'd pray, we'd ask. 10 minutes, someone's on the phone, hey, I have some extra food stamps, do you want to come over, we'll go shopping together, come on, I'll take you shopping, I have some extra cash, I have this 20 for you. Sometimes it's like, she'll bless other people for them to bless you. A good example, she would, before, if we would need cash, she would bless like a family member, and they would be like, oh, I hit the lottery, oh, I hit this, oh, I got this money, and then they turn around and they're like, hey, do you want? Here, I got some of this, I'll give it to you, baby. Take it. And that's her spirit. Somebody that works with Guadalupe probably calls you baby a lot. That's just like a point. She does bestow success and can grant you success, whether that business, finances, money domination. Again, she does work with sex magic, and she does work with sex workers. She is not a swerve. And if you can like vibe with her like this and can do it very respectfully and correctly, again, and like with respect and humility, she does work with like sugar baby and like sugar baby oils, if you've ever seen those, or like money dominating oils, and kind of like romantic partnership dominating. She does do sex worker oils. She will protect and guide sex workers. She knows. Mary Magdalene was her daughter too. Like, she also just loves and cares for everybody. So she literally will take care of anybody and everybody. And like, I'm not gonna lie, her last feast day, I watched like this service in her basilica, my brain wiped, the basilica in Mexico, and all of the people that were there, and I cried because there were so many people there, and it was like, wow, you just help everybody and anybody, don't you? That's beautiful, that's amazing, that's compassion. Next, she does work purification rituals, so that will look like limpias, energy cleansings, herbal knowledge, elevation, purification rituals, spells, stuff like that. She works your spirit to make you better and elevate you. She only works for your elevation, in fact, and will only give you things and opportunities to better you. It can be frustrating, but it's always fluid, and she always just makes it come so easy. Like, she just makes it fluid and flow. She also is very principled in healing works. A good example, I don't even think you can see the scar anymore. You might be able to a little bit, but not even. I had gotten a really bad burn on my arm, an oil burn, to where it splashed up. Oh, you can kind of see it a little bit, but it splashed out my whole forearm like this, and it ripped off layers and layers of skin. It was a 3rd-degree burn. I didn't go to the hospital, but I like ran and started taking care of it. I'm very good at taking care of burns. This is not my first time. Culinary school taught me well. I went and took care of it, and I prayed over it, and I dedicated it to her. And the night after it burned, she told me to start putting like this oil, her anointing oil, on it. It's dedicated to her spirit, charged, and has some of those herbs we talked about earlier in it. And she told me to put it on the burn. And it healed so quickly. And for the longest time while it was healing, it's been like 3 years now, and the burn's gone. But the way she talked about it, and she said it would speed the healing and make it better, and it did avoid infection, and that's partially because herbal medicine is real, and the herbs and the oils that are in there are both cooling and like pure. Hang on, let me switch to brains from spiritual to herbalist. The herbs that are in there are cooling They are, they will speed healing, and they also are antibacterial, so they prevent infections. And it healed in the shape of her image, you know, like in the shape of the fire. And that was just on my arm for the longest time, and I laughed so hard. Someone said it was La Virgen Madre de la Quemada, and I laughed so fucking hard. But if you dedicate burns to her, she will take care of them. Dedicate anything, and she will speed the healing up. She is a great healer and can heal all illnesses. If you dedicate them to her, she will teach you tools. She is also a very strong patron of curanderas and curanderas. Gender, whatever you describe curanderas, that's the term I'm going to use. I'm not going to do this like gender binary bullshit. And she teaches you how to work curanderismo, how to work healing magic. She specifically will often work with hierberos and then people who do energy healings. She does work with baneful magic, and she does work left-hand path and stuff like this. It mostly is like separation, dominating evil or bad influences. Something that she does is called a trial by holy fire. Very intense. She will destroy envy and malice, and she can be invoked for curses, but most of her curse works and like the stuff that she will do in the more left-hand stuff are like, okay, you fucked around and now you're gonna get in trouble. Once you learn your lesson, you can come out of timeout kind of curse. And so this curse will kind of go into being dormant like a volcano once like this person learns their lesson. And then like if they ever unlearn it, then but like hopefully they don't. Some things that she teaches you are divination. She'll teach you magic and brujeria. She'll teach you healing with plants and plant magic. She will teach you mediumship and intuition if that's something that's already on your path, that is. She teaches you peace. She teaches you virtues of beauty and compassion and understanding. She teaches you how to love and how to release. One of the most principal spells I do with her are candle spells. You can also do like plant magic with her. She will tell you how to work. She will tell you how to work with her. More often than not, it's nothing but like maintaining her altar and just telling her what's up. So yeah, that's about all I have for this video. I have so much more to say, but this is already 30 minutes long, so I'm gonna cut it here. If you want more videos on Guadalupe like this, we can talk about prayers, invocations, seals, how to make the oil, like we can talk about titles she venerates herself under, different aspects she has. We can talk about some of the deities that she's synchronized with. We can talk about the differences between her and White Mary, and like there's a lot more information. This is a very complex, nuanced, and ever prominent spirit. This is again just a dedication and a thank you. If you would like more information or videos on her, let me know, respond in the comments. Other than that, that's basically all I have to say. We have some more videos coming. Lots more content is on the way, so be on the lookout for that. If you would like to follow us on Instagram, link in the bio. If you would like to schedule a reading, a limpia, a cleansing, any spiritual consultations or anything like that, link is also in the bio for that. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. It is peace I offer you, and it is in peace I leave you. Have a